at the beginning, it sounded like an impossible challenge, which is honestly one of the things that drew me to it, is I said, that sounds insane.
What would it mean to add these esports heroes to the game? How would we design them and stay true to our own game?
Guild of Guardians has partnered with 8 of the world's largest esports teams, and we're actually bringing the brand and IP of these teams into the world of Guild of Guardians. These collectibles are going to be playable characters in the game. They're going to be very exclusive, there's going to be a limited number of them, and they're never going to be available again.
This is the first chance that Fnatic has had to create a playable character, which is just on another level. Being able to provide tangible and meaningful value to the purchase of an in-game item that you truly own. You can trade that, you can sell that, and that to us is really exciting to be able to deliver for our fans.
Guild of Guardians is a mobile squad-based RPG set in the fantasy world called Eldarim. It features humans, orcs, elves, and many other fantasy creatures.
Eldarim is a world on the brink of ruin. The world is down to its last gasp, and that's where the Guardians come in. They're the last hope for Eldarim, and the only way to save the world is they got to come together.
We're really trying to do something different. We're trying to create a game that players love, a game that players can play for many years. Not only that, but we're aiming to really give power back to the players and create a game which has a player-driven economy where players actually own items and assets in the game.
We didn't just want to have jerseys or cosmetics that players could have and put on their heroes. We wanted something that was a little bit deeper and more integral than that. Because of that, we reached out to all these esports teams and offered them the opportunity to have a Guardian built around their brand identity and their values in the game that players can actually have on their squads to show the support of the team. We have 8 main heroes that will be available soon, which represent each of our esports teams. So we have Stratos from Cloud9, we have Yusta from Ninjas in Pajamas, Abyss from T1, Juno is from Na'Vi, Aurora represents Team Liquid, Albert is from SK, Bronwyn is representing NRG, and Oront is from Fnatic.
It's one of the first ever, if not the first, collaboration where an esports team is getting a branded asset within a Web3 game. This is the first time that fans can play an Energy branded character that was built by Energy and Guild of Guardians. This is one of those rare opportunities where Energy and all these other esports orgs have gotten to build and design these characters themselves. Esports fans can play a character built by the esports organization that they're a fan of.
It really feels like it's a representation of Cloud9. We're building something together for our fans, for our community. So it's about as real as you can have in a partnership.
So there were a lot of challenges, but the biggest one was each one of these characters needs to be true both to the brand of the team, the aesthetic, and to Guild of Guardians. How can we serve both of these masters? We're not dealing with one monolithic brand, but it's 8 distinct, separate, individual things with their own personalities.
There was a lot of back and forth with the teams to ensure that we were really capturing their identity. So we would send off rough concepts, they would get back to us, we would tweak things, change things. A few heroes were completely redone. Oront is a really good example of that, where Oront started off as a man in armor and is now a really cool, strong female Guardian.
We wanted something that was going to encapsulate Fnatic's DNA as a team, but also something that's going to represent and chime with our fan base. And so Oront, this character, basically she's a badass queen that you don't want to mess with. The first thing we did was build a kind of scepter that's kind of molded and modeled on our Fnatic logo emblem. We have another phrase from our community called spam this static to help Fnatic. And spam this static, the static part of that is a lightning emoji. So she has a cape of sorts that has a little reference to the lightning bolt on her back, and obviously that's orange as well. There's enough there that we were like, this is super cool, our fans are going to get super hyped by this.
This is like a living, breathing character that you get to own a part of, that you can have for the entire time that you're playing the game and for your journey through Eldarim.
Now you'll be able to get something that you already love, Cloud9, in the game. Why not?